Welcoming everyone to Saved by Gaming, where life is more than just a game. As always, it's me, Ziggy Chris, and with me today, as I always say, once again, is someone very special. They are operations coordinator at GamesAid, as well as a former Nintendo ambassador, and just like all of us, I'm sure a fellow gaming addict. So, yeah, they nod enthusiastically. So
Yes.
welcome in,
Hello, guys.
welcome in Michael Walsh, or can I call you Mikey? Because I noticed it's Mikey on a lot of your things when you're
Yeah,
voicing.
yeah. Everyone calls me Mikey.
Okay, cool. So we've got the formalities out of the way. Today, for if you're listening to the audio version of this, Mikey is wearing their amazing GamesAid t-shirt. So since that is the brand, let's just start with something for people that don't know. Can you tell us about GamesAid, what it is, and what the organization is, and how they use gaming for charitable causes? Just to give us a summary.
Yeah, so GamesAid is like an umbrella charity. Then we basically every year we help five different smaller charities that mainly help children and people like of that have like disabilities, so cancer, neurodivergence, and just younger people in general, all within the UK. And what we do and how it's evolved around the gaming industry is that most of our events that we put on throughout the year is involved with people that work within the games industry. So we put on like bowling events. We have our famous go-karting tournament that we do, our golf and spa day. And then obviously we work at bigger events like Develop, which is happening next week, and Comic Con every year. So most of our things are all evolved around the games and gaming industry.
Nice. Yeah, now I just want to go for a spa because that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That's a unique concept, the whole using GamesAid, gaming as an umbrella for all of this charity work. So, how does that, as a medium, is there a way that gaming uniquely helps in fundraising awareness compared to traditional charity work? Like, what do you guys find the benefits are of tying this all into games?
I feel like just because the industry itself, there's so many people that work in it and want to do better for a good cause. A majority of the people we try to put on events where they can show up and have fun, but then also be doing something for a good cause at the same time. So the majority of our events that we do, let's say for example, we put like a raffle on, so people can we get loads of stuff that's given to us for free from like big game studios like PlayStation and stuff like that. So we put raffles on where people can buy tickets and they can win all of these amazing like prizes that's given to us from game studios. And all of that money goes towards obviously Games Aid and the charities we support. So everything that we do from events and just stuff that we do online, like we have an eBay store where we sell all of this incredible stuff that's given to us. It all goes towards Games Aid and charity. So yeah, pretty much everything that we do is evolved around gaming in some shape or form.
Nice. I didn't know about the eBay store. I'm going to have to go shopping later if I have any cash left because I have two kids and I have no life. But yeah, that would be nice. Go on eBay, people. Have a look.
Some cool stuff.
Exactly. So before we get on to more of that, in terms of yourself, how did you get involved with Games Aid? Because you've always, obviously, I've mentioned you're a gamer like the rest of us. You did some Nintendo ambassadorship, so you've clearly always had your foot in the niche. But how did you end up at Games Aid? And also, what's been, to follow up on that, what's been the most rewarding part of your work so far in your time with Games Aid?
How did I get into Games Aid? Basically, my whole like career path pretty much since I left university, which I studied game design. I've It's been my passion to always just work within the games industry. And I've done loads of stuff in terms of events. Like you mentioned, I've worked for Nintendo events for 3 years, go traveling around the UK and doing loads of cool stuff with Nintendo. I've done stuff with Sony at one point, Xbox, but mainly like just event work, like cons and expeditions and stuff like that. And that kind of weaved my way into finding out about Games Aid and the amazing work that they do. And obviously, because the majority of the work that's evolved around Games Aid is within events, I thought it was a perfect match to apply in. Luckily, I got the role, and yeah, it's been amazing so far. Everything that we do is just, like you said, is so rewarding. But I feel like the one thing that I'm most proud about, maybe two actually. What I'm most proud about is at the start of the year we did a Steam sale where we got a bunch of games from multiple game studios to basically put their games on sale, and a portion of those sales go towards charity. I've been using Steam since, I don't know, since I was born. I'm joking. No, it's probably maybe a bit later than that. So to be able to put on something on the Steam page that we've created, and I've seen from like the bottom to it going live, it was quite unreal to be like, I made that was me. It was quite crazy. And I think the other thing that I really enjoyed doing was planning a bowling event, which we did a couple months ago in Brighton and around the UK, all myself, contacting all these different game studios to basically come together and have a bowling tournament with each other. We had some really cool game studios take part, and at the end, they won like a trophy. And to be able to plan all of that myself and see it happen, something that I've planned to happen live, it was just a great feeling. It was really cool.
And that's awesome. And yeah, if you were using Steam since you were born, I need to speak to your parents because there's clearly some problems going on right there.
No,
But
no.
and so can you give us an example of what in terms of that where that money goes? You mentioned about it feels rewarding, but can you give us an examples of the direct impact it's having? Have you seen or witnessed or heard any great stories about what it ends up doing, the benefits that it leads to?
Yeah, so obviously every year we basically people can vote on charities that they would like to be supported by GamesAid. So all of the money that we raise throughout the year will go be split amongst those five charities that are chosen. So we put like a basically a board out, and people can vote on on multiple charities that they would like to be put forward, and then at the end, obviously the top five charities that get the most votes will then be chosen to have money raised for them for that year.
So just to
Um,
clarify on that, the voting, that's a public vote? Pete, like that goes out into the wild for the, or is that a membership of Games Aid?
yes, you can you can sign up to our basically our email list. There's like a newsletter basically, and you can sign up through that. Majority of the people that sign up will probably be within the gaming industry. Yeah, so the five charities that we currently are helping, which will be for this year, is AFK Charity, Solving Kids Cancer, Rays of Sunshine, Gamers Beat Cancer, and Autistica. And all of these charities, these five charities, they do fantastic work with children, young people, children with cancer, and basically just all of the work that they do helps to fund towards the stuff that they do for the people that they work with and help. So we're basically just it's really cool to see the stuff that we do go towards the stuff that they're doing. We have obviously it's not like we're like directly doing the same work that they're doing, but we're helping fund them be able to continue doing the amazing work that the charities do.
So obviously, yeah, the gaming community is, I find, again, you've mentioned it, is really supportive, and there's Twitch streamers doing fundraisers, there's yourself doing, I presume you have lots of ties there in terms of maybe getting people organized. Maybe we can touch on that later. But for yourself, have you had moments where a game has got you through a tough time, whether it's to escape or make you feel better on a sick day? We've all had those sick days where just like
Mm.
games are our nourishment. Can you relate? Presumably, you've got your own journey, your own experiences of that.
Yeah, I definitely felt I've been playing games for as long as I can remember. I think I remember what sitting down with my dad one day when I was like really young. I can't even remember how old I was, and he gave me like a controller for a SNES, and we played Mario Kart together. And from that day forward, I was pretty much obsessed with playing video games. And yeah, it's definitely helped me out like too many times to count when I've just been not feeling down or upset about something. The first thing I just want to do is just sit in front of my PlayStation or my PC and just play a video game, no matter how long it is, whether it's like sat there grinding for the whole day or even if it's just to play it for an hour. It helps escape with what's going on around me, and I could just focus in on an incredible like storyline or just whatever I'm playing at the time. I think one of the things that really helped me, especially like through lockdown, I know that was it's crazy to think that was 5 years ago now. because it just happened so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when that happened. I think Last of Us 2 just came out, and I was so excited to like finally jump into that. That game like just carried lockdown for me. I was just like, it
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah, that was a big one during lockdown for a lot of people. For myself, it was that. And bizarrely, I got really into that. Was the time I finally got to sit down and do all of Red Dead Redemption 2 because I
Oh,
think it wasn't that long after that. And it's such a big game. When else in my life am I going to get time to sit down and play that when I'm other than when I'm locked away and I can't go anywhere? So I did
yeah,
the whole of Red Dead Redemption 2 in during COVID, which silver linings, people, silver linings that were
yeah,
roaming the range when you stuck in a house, but you can explore the wilderness. Is that's what
yeah,
it's all about.
yeah, 100%.
In terms of any upcoming projects or partnerships, I mentioned that perhaps you can feel free to go off on one there. But in terms of partnerships, whether it's streamers or anything else, have you got any upcoming projects or partnerships that you're excited about, or things that, yeah, tell me.
Yeah, so with the Steam sale, as I mentioned before, we were lucky enough to partner with Bastion, who have an incredible, vast catalog of creators and streamers that helped us work on the Steam sale. So they basically played a bunch of the awesome games that we had that took part of the Steam sale, like Two Angry Gamers, Radders, some really Jinx TV, some really cool people that just helped push the charity and the games that we had on our sale to for a good cause. And it was fun to drop into their streams and see them have loads of fun, and all of the people in their chat just were eager to find out more about Games Aid and what we do, and also be able to play a game on sale as well. So I think moving forward, we're hoping to be able to do more stuff with content creators and streamers and such in the future. Hopefully, when we do our next Steam sale, or just even more projects that we can have coming up. Yeah, I'd love to do that. That would be really fun.
Nice. That's great. So, in terms of you mentioned Steam sales and things like that, but is there any other ways in terms of everyday gamers out there that they can get involved by using their hobby for a positive impact, whether it's with Games Aid or anyone else that organizationally, like what can people do if they want to contribute to the cause in terms of maybe that even if they don't have the means, but maybe they have another way to bring their hobby into it?
Yeah, with even if it's just a small thing like just following Games Aid and just being aware of the stuff that we post, even that just helps. But if you want to go even further, and like we have a donation link on where you can donate towards a charity directly, or like I said before, we have our eBay store where we have so many we have way too much stuff on our Steam store. We've got loads of games, collectibles, figurines, plushies, limited edition collectibles. Like we have so much stuff.
If you can't see me, I'm smiling because of the fact I'm thinking if it wasn't for charity, I'd say if you've got spare stuff, you can just send it to me. But I can't even say that because it's for a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
cause. So I
I
can't,
know
I can't do
it's
it.
so bad. It's so bad. Like I go and see all of this like really cool stuff and I'm like, I want that, but then like I can't. It's like towards charity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't worry, I'm not that evil, people. We won't do that. And so I had a guest on a while ago, Imran and Youssef, who was telling they're a patron of Games Aid, and they were telling me about obviously they organized Stand Up for Games Aid and kicked off that whole campaign. You presumably work with them at some point, and do you have any involvement in that directly?
Yeah, yeah, we work really closely with Imran. Imran's been awesome throughout the years. We did really cool stand up for Games Aid where a bunch of comedians come down for one night in London and Brighton and Liverpool, where they put on an amazing show which lasts about 2 or 3 hours. We also do a raffle there as well. And it's just a way for people to come down. You don't even need to be part of of the industry. Obviously our target audience is for people that are in the games industry, but if you just love comedy in general, you can come down to one of the shows, and obviously all ticket sales go towards all Games Aid. So yeah, being able to work with Imran, and we have another one coming up, which will be our stand up for Games Aid in Brighton, which is the day before Develop Conference Week, which is a way to kick off Develop as a whole like event that's happening. So yeah, Imran's been great. He's really funny,
I'd hope so. He's,
obviously.
he's meant to be a
Yeah,
comedian, so let's.
he's just really awesome, and yeah, it's just really cool to see all of the work that he's done and the context that he has influence on other comedians that want to take part and just put on an amazing show.
Have you had, as curiosity, have you had any other celebrities or anyone of note that has come forward to support Games Aid in a way that you didn't expect that, or that you know of? That surprised me. That person's reached out or stepped in.
Yeah, I think it was on the last Steam sale that we did. The guy that did the voice for Geralt in The Witcher,
Oh, okay,
he
yeah.
he did a tweet out helping promote the Steam sale, and that was like a mini starstruck moment for me because I have a Witcher tattoo. So Witcher 3 is like one of my favorite games of all time. So that was like a mini starstruck moment. I was like, what is even happening right now? How am I like in contact with the voice of Geralt? It was like a that was quite a surreal moment. But yeah, I think yeah, from that's probably one of the big ones.
Nice. So, if you could get one major gaming company or influencer though to support your cause, because that, who would that be?
A major influencer.
But
Damn.
yeah, gaming company, influencer, celebrity. Like, if there's one person in terms of gaming, you're like, that would be the one.
I watch quite a lot of Twitch, and I think I would love to get like XQC or someone along those lines to do something towards Games Day. But obviously, like they're like Canada and US based, and
Mm.
we're mainly UK based. Even like the Sidemen, if the Sidemen did something that to help, even if it was like because they do like a bunch of stuff. Obviously, they got like their golf thing that they do, and they obviously play video games on their like Among Us channel and stuff. So if we did something with them, that would be insane. But yeah, for a gaming company, we do work with Bethesda and loads of indie studios like Devolver Digital and stuff like that. But yeah, I think a Sidemen or something like that would be really cool.
Cool. And so, if for a moment we give you a doctor's hat and you are Dr. Mikey for a second,
Hmm.
obviously you've mentioned Mario Kart in your history, Witcher 3 in your history, but there might be other ones where you think actually if someone's going through a tough time and you're Mr. Gaming Doctor, what would you prescribe as your game to people to get them through whether it's a tough day, tough vibe, whatever's going on in the world? What's your
Um,
gaming medication?
Damn, actually, it's weird because I've never thought about that type of question before. I would always just be like, I'll just tell people to play one of my favorite games.
Yeah, it's a different, not necessarily a
But when
different.
it's a different vibe when it's asked in that way, I don't know. I always found myself, I like games where I can just wander around and just take in the environment and the aesthetic and the story that's being told, even if you're not directly doing quests or anything. If you're just able to roam around or jump on a horse and just explore and do whatever you want, those kind of games I feel like is perfect just to get away and escape for a while.
Hmm.
And that would, I don't know, I feel like that would be like Fallout for me. Fallout 3 or Fallout 4, just because the world is so vast and and open that you can literally just run for miles. And
So people, the world outside may them. You may be having a tough life, but you not as having much of a tough time as this nuclear post-apocalypse world.
yeah,
Let's just send you out there. You'll be fine. You can realize that things aren't so bad.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Mm.
That's yeah, that is a difficult one. Most because sometimes obviously I like playing games solo, but sometimes there's times where like I would jump on Discord with my friends and they'll be like, "Hey, let's just play this game or that game."
Mm.
And sometimes just even playing random games, random indie games or whatever with friends is another way to just help with that. Like at the moment I've been playing a lot of Dune Awakening with my friends,
Yeah.
and that's just been another way just to escape and get away. It's been really fun just to explore the Dune world. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I did an interview with Behaving Beardly from Twitch, and he's currently streaming lots of Dune Awakening, and I know a lot of people are on that crest. I
yeah.
mainly play on console, so sadly I haven't got to that yet. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I'd like to because that would be very cool. I like that universe.
Yeah,
And so games, like you mentioned, communal gaming, I think, as much as solo experiences are great when you are, sometimes you just want that quiet time to yourself to do whatever it is, explore or just chill. But other times the communal aspect is really powerful, as well as playing with friends that you already know in the real world. Have you had any friendships that have formed through online gaming that have become important to you? Because I think that's a really powerful aspect of modern gaming as well. Because when I was growing up, you had to be sat right next to the person. That's the
Yeah,
world I grew up in. And now
yeah,
it's different. We can still do that, but actually it's more online now. And have you
yeah.
had any formations that have come through online and actually you've gone from game to game with them maybe, or they've become a real life friend?
Man, yeah, I do remember when I was little, like knocking around my friend's house, come over and play like Call of Duty or I don't know, some whatever games we were playing back then. Yeah, it's definitely shifted now to more of an online thing. There was times where like I was streaming like quite a niche game on Twitch, and I would have people drop in my chat and be like, "Hey, let's do you have a room for another member in the squad, or do you want to?" Because I was mainly solo queuing back then, so I had this guy that came into my chat when I was playing a game called Supervive, and because it's like a duos game, I was solo queuing. He just jumped into my Discord and we started playing that game together for a while, and that was really cool. He was like from Germany, and we got to know each other and just be able to play this game like every night. And yeah, it was just cool to have someone that you didn't know but had like a mutual interest in like a niche game. Yeah, and just have loads of fun. Sometimes you can have friends that you're able to play games with, but if they're not that like super interested in it or something, being able to have the social aspect of it being online, I feel like Twitch is a cool place like that where you can play something and someone might be interested in what you're doing and want to play with you. Majority of the time that happens to like obviously bigger streamers. Like you can jump in a lobby in the new Mario Kart world and you will just have like hundreds of people wanting to join your lobby, especially now that the like race size is multiplied. So yeah, that has definitely happened before, but not on the extent of becoming friends for years.
Hmm.
I haven't managed to achieve that or unlock that kind of friendship.
You'll get there one day. I have faith. I have faith. I don't know why I feel you should, but I'm just going to put it out there into the heavens that you will. Yeah, because I'd say that's been a really, I think for a lot of people, that is a massive thing though, when people are feeling alone and they find a community that they connect with and then it all comes together. I don't know if you find that or witness it through any of your work with Games Aid. Obviously, you see the power of community. Have you been So that makes me think, have you witnessed particular communities shine or thrive or do things come together to coordinate for Games Aid, whether it's under the guise of a particular streamer or something, or just a community in themselves for a particular game has organized something?
Damn, a lot of people are quite like you don't expect it sometimes when you're just like because normally I lurk when I watch streams or content creators. I don't really like type in chat or leave comments and stuff. I just enjoy the content for as it is.
We
And
love a lurker, by the way. I stream. We love a
yeah,
lurker.
yeah, that is me. I never maybe I'll type yo, but that's pretty much it. I'm
Fine.
not.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Take a yo, but it's sometimes you don't expect the generosity and like how wholesome some communities can be. Especially when we did the Steam sale, we had this really Captain Camille, who's a lovely streamer, and it was just really nice to see her wholesome all come together and just be like really kind and nice about what games they do, and like genuinely interested in the work that we do for charity, and like she was like typing in chat, putting a link in chat, and everyone was going to check out all of the games that were on our sale and buying them and stuff. And I can just see people typing in chat, "Oh, I just got that game. That looks really fun. Oh, I just got this game." Like just seeing it happen live, it was just very wholesome. It was yeah, communities can. Yeah, I think like because we're in a gaming world, sometimes we're like just stuck on driven on what we're doing ourselves. That we're not focused on what other people are doing. So when you see it happen in live, it's just really nice.
Yeah, for sure. And I think because people talk about sometimes about the stigma of gaming, or whether it's for nerds or geeks, or whether it's, and when people use it in a derogatory way more than, because we claim it, don't we now? But in the past, it's had a bad reputation. How does Games Aid challenge those stereotypes, or do you think just the work that those communities you've spoken about and the work you're doing, do you think all of that helps to alter some of that in terms of the stereotypes around gaming?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, obviously because if you've never heard of Games Aid before or charities that do work within the games industry, I feel like you might it's not fully out there in the open that like a lot of people know that there are things like what Games Aid do within the games industry. I feel like a lot of people might think, oh, if it's a charity, it's like for a specific reason. Like obviously we work with like Gamers Beat Cancer or Solving Kids Cancer and stuff like that, which their main purpose is to help people that are dealing with cancer and solving those issues. But then you don't necessarily think, oh, there's a specific in charity that's based in gaming.
Hmm.
So when people come, like for example, when we go and work at Comic Con or EGX, and people just are just wandering around and they stumble across our stand, they're like, "Oh, what's this for? Why is there a charity that has a stand in the middle of Comic Con?" And then they find out, "Oh, this is you can buy a little raffle ticket and win some cool, really cool like games or gaming memorabilia." And then they're interested in, "Oh, what do you guys actually do?" So I think the stigma around gaming, there's a lot more out there than what you think. I didn't just necessarily know there was a whole charity that was based in gaming before I joined Games Aid. So just getting the awareness out there in the first place is just always already like a huge help towards us.
Yeah, yeah. And I think people, there's a lot of toxic, like all hobbies or niches, people focus on sometimes the toxic elements of gaming in terms of online competition and stuff like that.
Mm.
I'm not going to delve too deep on that, but just to summarize it. But there is so much wholesome goodness there as well. And this, obviously, that this podcast is focusing in on that, hopefully, in terms of the power of community and the way that people come together around things that they love. And that gives us all an ability to share and connect in a really powerful way. And so I think it's great that we can hopefully use it for good in various ways, whether it's supporting someone like yourselves through Games Aid, whether it's just doing a fundraising stream for your charity of choice or whatever it is to bring people together. It just shows that it is a really positive space if it's used correctly.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like obviously you have those stigmas of like how toxic some gaming communities are. And I feel like I don't think that, I won't say that would ever end, but you have things like cozy gaming thing as well. There's obviously a community out there. If you're interested in a specific genre of games, like cozy games, there's thousands or millions of people out there that like a specific style of game. If it's like farming sim or
Oh,
anything
totally.
like that.
I've played Stardew on stream, people, and I'm sorry, but Haley insulted me and didn't want to date me, and then my life was
Yeah,
over. So I'm sorry.
yeah.
It's cozy, but it's cruel. It's
Oh,
really,
yeah, it's cozy but cruel at the same
yeah.
time. You're stuck in a dungeon and you need to get home by 1 a.m. otherwise you pass out. The panic that ensues over you when you're running home,
Yeah. It's not
there's
cozy.
nothing like it.
You
It's
guys are
not.
all calling it cozy. I'm changing
Yeah.
it. Stardew is not a cozy game. It's a cruel game. It needs its own category.
Yeah,
Just
for
putting that
real.
out there. All right. So before we round up, then let's ask the couple of killer questions. So, game you've put the most hours into?
Oh my God. Probably Fallout 3. Probably.
Fallout 3. Okay, good choice. Good answer. I'm going to believe you on all these. Good answer. And favorite game you've mentioned? I'm going to presume it's The Witcher 3.
Actually, my favorite game of all time is Croc on the PS1.
Okay, didn't see that coming, but okay. All right. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
lastly, whose Saved by Gaming story would you like to hear?
Oh my God. Oh, there's so many people. It could be anyone.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be someone you know. It can be someone you've just seen from afar and you're like, oh my gosh, I bet they've got a good story to tell about being saved by games.
Maybe Ben Starr. I think it'll be quite interesting to delve into his brain. And
For those that don't know, can you summarize Ben Starr?
Ben Starr I would say he's a comedian because everything that he does is quite funny, but he's not. No, he's a incredible actor and clown, and a Final Fantasy person.
Okay.
And he's really great. I think I met him at the Golden Joysticks Awards, and yeah, I think it's one of those starstruck moments. You're like, oh my god, what the hell? Or even, is it Neil Newbin as well? I never know how to pronounce his surname.
I'm
Neil Newbin.
I'm not sure. I'm not even gonna try.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I'm not sure. I'm
Uh,
showing my age there. That last name I was like, oh, I'm not sure about that one.
he does the voice for a character in Baldur's Gate 3, and
Uh,
he's also in, oh damn, Detroit as well, as one of the guy who creates the androids.
I can picture it. I couldn't hear
Yeah,
it, but I can picture who you mean. Okay.
yeah. I think he would be great as well.
Okay. So you're going mainly down the voice actor line here is
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
okay, that's fine. Voice actors, yeah, there's a whole thing there. So yeah, I like it. I respect the choices, as everyone else should respect the choices. All right. Any final words for anyone out there in the world of gaming before we sign off for today, Mikey?
No, I guess, yeah, if you're having a rough time, I feel like gaming is always there. It's just a backbone to come to and just delve deep into the mysterious stories and worlds that gaming has for you, because it's always been there for me. When I'm having a rough time or a hard time, yeah, pick up a gamepad or jump on your PC or whatever you play on, gather your friends, and yeah, just play games.
Play
Really?
games. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, there's
play games.
always time for games, and we're all young at heart, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
You need an outlet, and playing is
100%.
good for you. All right, so
Yeah.
on that bombshell, everyone, let's just remember to always hit save, and we will see you on the next episode of Saved by Gaming. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
This show was brought to you by me, Ziggy Chris. So thanks very much for listening. You know how to do podcast things by now, so if you liked this, push the button, tell your friends, do all that jazz, and we'll see you next time. Take care.